Hello and welcome back to All About Community. When we went to break, again, I was talking with Janani, who is running for District 4 of the Oakland City Council. You mentioned, Janani, that a macro program. Explain that a little bit more so our viewers will understand fully what you mean or what is meant by that.
So right now, with the state of policing across the country, really, police have to respond to a variety of calls. Everything from I'm not sure what to do with this unhoused person sitting on my front door to I hear a domestic violence incident happening across the street, or I'm watching someone have a panic attack and I'm not sure what to do. That's a lot of responsibility on police, on top of which they have to respond to violent crime, which is usually the focus and primary responsibility of the police. So macro is an attempt to shift responsibility for mental health calls, for non-emergencies, non-violent emergencies, to community first responders. And by that, it's not only social workers. The goal is to really have members of the community who are trained to be able to provide for mental health first
And
aid.
that would free up more police officers to do what they should be doing, that is policing crime. Is that right?
Exactly. Which
Okay.
we need more officer time for sure.
Okay. The Coliseum property, where the A's now play the baseball, uh, they intend to, I don't know whether it's going to happen or not, but they intend to move to Howard Terminal and leave that property out in East Oakland there at the Coliseum, 100 and I believe 60 some acres or so. What do you think ought to happen out there should the A's leave?
You know, right now, I'm not a decision maker. That decision is going to be happening very soon. My focus and interest is forward facing. If the A's leave either to Howard Terminal or elsewhere, what are we going to do with this incredibly valuable public land? The public land has often not been used for public good, and I think this is our opportunity to change that. There are so many amazing proposed initiatives through groups like the African American Sports and Entertainment Group, ASAG, among others.
Yeah, I saw Ray Barber yesterday. I played golf with him.
Oh, yeah. He's a visionary.
He is.
And I think we can transform the Coliseum complex into a multifaceted entertainment and sports center with a WNBA team, with a black-owned NFL team, spaces for youth programming that is actually enticing, and small business development. You know, one thing that I'm personally really concerned about is making sure that whatever comes next, that the wealth coming from that is captured in Oakland.
Now, what about the housing component, if any, in that area? Should housing be a part of that development?
Absolutely. Affordable housing
No,
has
wait a minute. Affordable housing in Oakland? Come on.
a
now.
myth, right? That doesn't actually
It's
exist
a
yet.
dream. But seriously, how would you go about securing affordable housing in Oakland in that particular area?
We absolutely need to invite developers from everywhere to build and offer incentives to build housing that's actually affordable. Right now, the city has impact fees or affordability percentages of about 15%, but I would like to see a unit that's perhaps 50% affordable, and at least a portion of that being deeply affordable. And that word is thrown around a lot.
What is deeply affordable?
Someone who has to only spend 1/3 of their income on rent. And if someone is on a fixed income situation making less than $1,000 a month, 1/3 of that. So $300-400 per month.
Okay, let's talk about another topic that's really bothering me. It bothers me every time I drive up and down the streets of Oakland and see all this blight and stuff. What would you do to deal with that? I know District 4 is not as bad as in District 6 and 7, but how would you deal with that? Although I've seen some in District 4.
I live right along MacArthur.
Dumping everywhere.
And it's become open season for people to
But
dump.
why? Pray tell why.
There certainly are different reasons, but I think firstly, It's lack of awareness on existing programs meant to ameliorate the situation. I'll use my own example. So I'm a renter.
Okay.
I'm a renter in District 4. I've, because of various reasons, have had to, like many renters, move several times in
Right.
the last couple of years. Rent is too high in one place. Rent control doesn't exist somewhere else. Various reasons. And when I'm moving, my biggest issue is what do we do with the junk that I don't want to
Absolutely.
bring to the next place?
Absolutely.
So City Council recently introduced a program involving the bulky pickup services, where it doesn't have to be just the landlord being able to request it, but tenants being able to themselves.
Oh,
I
really?
was-
How does that work then? You just call the waste management and say, come pick up? And
Yeah.
they say, yeah, I'll come pick it up, but here's your tab.
It is meant to be free once a year to any renter in a building. Now, there are loopholes, which was why I was not able to use it. Thankfully, I have friends with pickup trucks that can help me drive all the way to San Leandro, but the average person doesn't have that ability to go all the way to the waste facility in San Leandro to dump what they don't need, so they leave it on the street. And no one wants their junk, so it stays on the street until the city public works and whatnot decide to do something about it. The second issue is awareness. I know plenty of people who don't even know that this bulky pickup program exists when they're moving, both homeowners and tenants alike. We need awareness of the programs that exist already.
And unfortunately, not a good the city's not been doing a good job of making people aware of even those services that exist. We're going to have to go to break, so don't touch that remote. We will be right back with all about community. My name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is Janani Ramachandran, who is a candidate for District 4, Oakland City Council. We will be right back.